on 1460 WVOX.
All right, Racing for Heroes fans, welcome back. It's January 15th, 2021, here at 1460 AM in the New York area and streaming live on WVOX.com. We are super honored to have some amazing guests today. And without much further ado, I'd like to bring on our first guest, Jesse Iwuji, who is a NASCAR driver extraordinaire, Navy reservist, and just a great human who everyone I know that's talked to him, says that as well. So, Jesse, you're on the line?
Yes, how's it going?
Oh, we're so excited to have you here, Jesse. So thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And
Jesse, actually, a real quick one. So our sound engineer, Mike, is a Army Reserve, Army National Guard, but he was a mortarman. And we were discussing some of those pictures coming out of the Capitol with the soldiers from the National Guard sleeping. And Jesse and I kind of had the same thought that it really just proves that we can all sleep anywhere. Anything to add, Mike?
Pretty much anytime we want to sleep, nothing stops us. Absolutely nothing.
Pretty much.
Well, and Jesse, you were in the Navy, though. You were active duty. You're a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy. So tell us about your first tour.
Yeah, so for me, I went to the Naval Academy 2006 through 2010, graduated 2010 and became a surface warfare officer. So as a surface warfare officer, I was on the ships. So my first ship I was on was a minesweeper.
Wow.
I was there from 2010 till early 2013. I went on one deployment with them over to Arabian Gulf. I pretty much spent almost my entire year of 2012 in the Arabian Gulf with that minesweeper. And then from there, transitioned from the minesweeper to an amphib, which is a lot bigger ship, about 600 feet long ship with about 800 people on board, a bunch of Navy and Marines trying to coexist in one place.
Yeah.
But got there 2013, stayed on that ship for another couple of years, and deployed once with them too. So that was kind of my first 4 years of sea duty time before transitioning to shore duty towards the end of 2014, beginning of 2015.
Gotcha. And you were on it was a dock landing ship, right? Which was it, Oak Hill or?
Well, the one I was on USS Comstock.
Oh, Comstock.
So yes, LSD USS Comstock.
It was LSD 50, right? Is that Comstock?
45.
45. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I my first ship was an amphibious ship. I was on Harlan County, which was ancient when I was on it. Was an LST. And we had the Marines aboard as well, and we went to Somalia. But we used to say that Semper Fidelis really stood for sleep till you're hungry, eat till you're tired. And that's what we thought, so...
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with that, Jesse. I have a place in my heart for the Marines, and I usually we were outnumbered by like 3-1 when they were embarked. So place in our hearts for that. And so, Jesse, how did you go though from being a surface warfare officer? And you played football at the Naval Academy as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So played football at the Naval Academy. Also ran track there.
Oh wow.
And then became a surface warfare officer. You're doing that for a few years.
Yeah.
During my off time, like during my sea duty time and all that, I was really developing this passion for cars and racing. So when I was back home in San Diego, during that time, I would take my personal cars to local tracks down there to just do open track days. These are days where anyone could bring their vehicle to the track and run it, whether it's a drag strip or a road course or whatever. You can just come run your car. So
very cool.
I would do that, between 2010 and 2014 or 15. During that time, I was like, you know what? I really like doing this a lot. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Why not try to take this to the next level? Why not, try to become a professional race car driver? Like, I just had a vision in my head, seeing myself being a pro driver.
That's
so
amazing.
In 2014, I had randomly ran into a guy who was racing late model stock cars, which is kind of like the lowest level of NASCAR.
Yeah.
I met him. I kind of told him, some of my ideas and what I was thinking, and then he was like, "Hey, you should test with my team." And I was like, "Oh, that'd be interesting." And that's what kind of got me into racing. And then from there, it was just a grind to work myself up from that level all the way to where we're at now, which is the NASCAR Xfinity series.
That's amazing. And Jesse, I got to ask, what was your first car that you were driving? Was it like a Monte Carlo or something cool? Or what was your first experience?
Yeah, well, as far as street cars, my street cars were Dodge Challenger and a Chevy Corvette Z06. But as far as race cars, the first late model race car that I was in, these things, I mean, they try to resemble a street car, but they're really not. Right. It was, I believe it was supposed to be a Monte Carlo or something like that. But
that's amazing.
It's not.
No, of course not.
It's a race car.
Yeah, because most of the guys at Racing for Heroes, that they tend to be on sort of the dirt tracks, so they they'll have like a chassis that's out of like Longhorn, and the vehicles are just kind of really specifically set up. So I really appreciate what you do. As a kid, I used to go to the racetrack at Riverside in Massachusetts and watch. Back then it was like 1970s cars going around the track, so they were like really no kidding stock cars. But obviously you were doing it much more professionally. And how long did it take you to go from that to getting in the Xfinity circuit?
Yeah, so really about 5 years. So over the last 5 years, I was just working my way up the different ladders of NASCAR. So, from my early point when I was racing late model stock cars in 2015, from there I moved up to the NASCAR K&N series, which is more of a regional series. Yep. And then from there, moved up to the to NASCAR's national level, which is where I'm at now. So the national level is the NASCAR Truck Series, then the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and then the top level, the NASCAR Cup Series, which is what everyone is kind of used to seeing on TV, the Cup Series. Yeah, and
really the Cup cars and the Xfinity cars, they're pretty similar except for maybe engine horsepower, right? That's really the major difference, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's some similarities. Like if you've never watched NASCAR before, you turn on TV and you just look at it, you might think they're all the same, but there are differences in the looks on the cars and stuff. But yeah. As far as motor, the Cup motors are making a bit more horsepower, and then the Xfinity Series motors are just a little bit less, but still making good horsepower.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Jesse, I saw you LinkedIn the other day, and you were talking about using a simulator to do like drifting, I think, is what you were talking about. Is that like one of the ways you prepare for a race? Like so you can get your kind of brain and working with your hands and all that sort of stuff? I mean, is it how does that prepare you?
Yeah, for preparation for races, I use my racing simulator at home, where basically it's a cockpit with a seat, a steering wheel, pedals, a shifter, and I train on there. And I usually, I do a bunch of laps on the NASCAR side of the software, and then I'll jump off of that and jump into the drifting side of it. Very cool. And the reason I do the drifting side is because it gives you really good car control. It teaches you how to manage a car in a slide, and while you're out of control, be completely in control. And it teaches you so much. It teaches you better reflexes and muscle memory, and there's so many different things that you can translate over to a NASCAR side, because when you're racing on an oval track, I mean, the car gets slippery, it gets sideways sometimes when you're trying to be fast, so you got to be able to control it and control it comfortably.
And is there feedback on your machine, your simulator, so you can at least feel it a little bit in the wheel?
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback. In fact, I got to turn it down. In fact, it's turned down just about as low as you can turn it down while still feeling it, because any bit higher, it can literally break your wrist.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
It's that strong.
We actually just got a similar, because I saw your setup on the picture. We just got a similar one at Racing for Heroes headquarters down in Virginia, so that we can help veterans who have a lower extremity paralyzation and stuff kind of experience it a little bit. And then we actually just got a CS9 Corvette that we're in the process of kind of building out for veterans who are injured to be able to drive in the car on our track at Virginia International Raceway.
Nice. It's awesome.
Yeah. So Jesse, tell us about, you're going into this season 21. What are we expecting to see in 21 out there?
Yeah, for me, for 2021, the goal is to, once again, each year run as many races as possible. For me in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, there's 33 races for the season. If we can run the whole season, that would be awesome. It's all dependent on, making sure we have enough funding on the sponsorship side. So, getting all our partners to come together and say, hey, this is the plan for the year. This is what we're trying to do, and having them come together and actually, be sponsors for it. Because, for the viewers and our listeners who don't know, to be able to even get on track, you got to have some sponsorship, because, race car tires, race cars, people, transporting the vehicles, building the vehicles, all that stuff costs money. I wish it was free. It just doesn't. Right. So it costs money, but because there are marketing benefits
You still there?
You can utilize my platform for any marketing efforts. So that's usually why a company will come in and sponsor.
That's amazing. I've worked with Colin Garrett. He's been driving the Xfinity, and I know how hard that is to try to get sponsorships. And which car are you supposed to be driving in this year, and who's your major sponsor, if you can tell us?
Can't really announce the sponsorship side just yet, but as far as which car we're driving to, that's still kind of up in the air. Like there's a lot of moving parts right now, a lot of different things. There's like certain directions we're trying to go, we're aiming to go. Really want to go this particular direction. If not, then we got to go another. But really trying to build something from scratch. I mean, what my end goal is to actually have my own team. That's like the end goal. Now, will that happen right now? Who knows? But that's the end goal, to have my own team and build it out, because I feel like that's the way I can help make an impact on the sport and help hopefully give opportunities to others coming after me.
That's great, and we're getting a little close on time, Jesse. So I know that you have some passions that one of the reasons you're driving and you're supporting some nonprofits out there. I thought you might want a chance to kind of talk about them.
Yeah, there's a lot of different nonprofits that I've been helping and supporting over the last few years. One of the more recent ones is called A Kid Again, and what they do is they help kids, who are going through a lot of major issues when it comes to different illnesses and conditions and things that are basically prohibiting them from being a kid.
That's great.
So a kid again, they try to do what they can to provide some cool opportunities and cool things for these kids so they can feel like a kid again.
That's amazing.
And, being part of what they've been doing and helping them and bringing light to their foundation. I've even donated to their foundation too. All that stuff is helping, do the right thing for kids, because there's a lot of kids out there who are suffering from different issues that, is not their fault at all. I mean, they were just born with a condition, or they somehow came about that condition, and it sucks, So whatever we can do to kind of help them, live out the most normal life they can, all they can, I feel like it's the right thing to do. Well,
Jesse, listen, I so appreciate all you do, and like I said, everyone I talk to, when I bring up your name, they're like, oh, he's such a good guy, and so we wish you the best in the 21 season, and I assure you, Racing for Heroes is going to be looking, to see you out on the track. And when you're down in Charlotte, please consider coming by our headquarters, because it's about an hour away.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Jesse. So thank you very much. And Racing for Heroes fans, that was Jesse Iwuji. Just please follow him this year. I know he'll be happy for that. And then as we shift to our next guest, it's Don Devito, who is the CEO of a company here in New York called Kirsch Helmets. They make motorcycle helmets. But interestingly, they won the Department of Labor's Hire a Veteran Initiative Gold Medallion, which only about 500 companies in the nation won. And it's testament to their willingness to hire veterans. And Don is also a veteran of the Army himself. So without further ado, Don, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Don, thanks for being here today. And as I gave with the intro, I really appreciate all you do.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and honor to be able to do what we do.
Yeah, and so let's start by, you joined the Army, and I know you started out as enlistedman and then worked your way into the officer side of things. So tell us about that.
Well, I did. Actually, there was a program back years ago that allowed us to simultaneously serve in the military through the National Guard and also go to college. And so I went to Siena College. I got my degree in finance and economics, and then I went on active duty from there.
Gotcha. And where were you stationed when you went active?
At first, I went to Fort Huachuca. I was branched as a military intelligence officer. I went there for training and then stayed on at the base for a little bit longer than the initial training. And then I went from there off to infantry school and down to Benning, and then got my branch for that. I branch transferred to infantry because I wanted to work in combat arms, and then I was put into a unit that was serving the 18th Airborne, and went from one rapid deployment mission with the 82nd to another with the 101st as it shifted. And I finished my career in the 10th Mountain Division.
Oh, very cool. And then you stayed here in New York, obviously, and went into private business, right?
Yes. For most of that time, I was in the National Guard, and I served here in New York, and then from there went to the other assignments. But I also went into investments, and I was a financial advisor. I started at Merrill Lynch. I had a 30-year career, a wonderful career in investments, and that enabled me to run around the country at a certain point and to be able to do things that I was interested in. It actually gave me the opportunity to work with organizations that supported warfighters with their technology.
That's great. In fact, when you said National Guard, I just want you to know our sound engineer, Mike, was a mortarman in the New York National Guard, so he was giving kind of the fist pump to you as you were saying that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I loved it. We had a great unit that I was part of. We had great leadership, and the soldiers were none better that I ever met.
Well, and speaking about leadership, and I know you were branched Intel, but you actually won a pretty significant, I don't know if you got an award for it, but like you were the number 3 machine gunner in the entire Army, or something to that effect, right? Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was funny. The competition, there's a competition Army-wide for various weapon systems, and back then, I'm dating myself, back then the M60 machine gun had a team, and it was a team of 3 individuals, and it was set up with 2 experienced individuals who had to be enlisted, and then 1 new person to the team each year, and also it required 1 officer. So when I was the commander at the unit, we decided I was going to be the new shooter, and we competed. We won through the various competitions, and then got to Army, and we finished 3rd.
That's amazing. And now you didn't have to you had to shoot, I'm assuming, from all sorts of different positions, but did you ever get to shoot it like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator when he was like, "Go to the chopper," or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't get to do that. That was, that was something they didn't let us do, but, we were mostly shooting at targets and trees.
Gotcha. And like I said, I appreciate how hard those awards are, because everyone can get an Army Commendation Medal, but there can only be a handful of people that make it to a competition like that. So I think that's testament to your work.
And theirs, they were really skilled, and we had some amazing people, and up in the Adirondacks, which is the North Country here in New York.
Sure,
we had actually some great shooters that also competed in the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
For the Olympics in the biathlon team. So there we had some really excellent shooter skills.
That's amazing. And so kind of shifting gears here, tell us about Kirsch Helmets. What's that all about?
Well, Kirsch Helmets is a startup company. I met Jason Kirschon, the inventor of the technology, and he had been working on the technology for about 5 years. And about 5 years ago, I met him. I was looking for somebody to work with and to mentor, and he and I just hit it off. The technology is a revolutionary impact technology that is used for any type of helmet to replace compression foam.
Oh, wow.
And we started with the motorcycle industry and the half-shell helmet, which is our first product that we just released and is now finding its way to the stores around the country.
And you're making those in the United States, here, specifically here in New York, but you're making that in the U.S.
Yeah, we're actually the only motorcycle helmet that's entirely made in the United States, and we're proud to also say that our final assembly and work is done by veterans and Americans with disabilities.
Oh, good for you.
So we have really built a unique workforce that's very skilled and able to do really terrific things for our clients, for our customers out there, but also we're doing great things for our community and for the people that work with us.
And, of course, I think the reason I even reached out to you in the first place was you won the Department of Labor's Hire Vets Medallion Gold Award which, as I mentioned on the radio, about 500 companies got that, and then about 100 got the platinum level. But tell us about how you won that.
Actually, that was really cool, and it was entirely unexpected. Somewhere along the way, they found out about us, and we responded to their queries, and we gave them the information about our hiring practices and what we do for training and what we do for retention. And because of our hiring and consistent hiring and training, and because of our retention efforts to work with veterans, we were given that award. And it's a great honor. As you say, not many companies get it, but as a small company, we're really proud that we were able to put together the right program that served our veterans very well.
That's great. And I, when I looked around, like New York State, like there's maybe 20 companies in New York State that were so awarded total. So you're in a very, very small elite group.
Yes, and we're proud of it. I mean, Kirsch Helmets right from the start has been a unique company all its own. We believe someday we're going to be $1 billion company, and we know to do that we have to do unique things and put ourselves out there and lead. And this is just one step and one part of us being who we are, a leader to the core.
And if people want to buy a Kirsch helmet, where do they go?
Just go to our website first, if you can. That's KirschHelmets.com, and then, of course, we'll have stores across the country. And find out where those stores are. You can go to our website and find out where those stores are, and then ultimately, hopefully, you can. We'll be wherever you are and would like to see us.
That's great. And as you know, hopefully, Racing for Heroes will have a nice sponsorship with you guys down the road, or a relationship. So we're excited about that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. There's so many things that we can do, and we really thoroughly enjoy working with an organization like yours because you and we have the same goals in mind. When you think about veterans and what their needs are, one thing that we use is wind therapy to support veterans. And, it's get out there. And I know we understand the need for speed really crosses over from
That's right.
four wheels to two wheels. And that gives us an opportunity. Actually, Sturgis, we have a connection with NASCAR there. Rusty Wallace does a ride every year at Sturgis at the Buffalo Chip.
Oh, very cool.
And he brings in Hall of Fame legends from drag racing, off-road, pro stock community. So it's something terrific, and we'd love to work with him now that he's doing that, and also with the people at Sturgis to help us as we try to again impact the veterans in our communities.
Well, that's certainly the mecca for motorcycles, and as people make the pilgrimage there every year. So that's exciting.
Yeah, and we're honored. Again, as a small company, we won a different kind of accolade. We're the first helmet ever to be awarded to be the official helmet of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally.
Oh, wow.
So in their 80-year history, being able to be that first company that ever did that, we thought it was a terrific honor, again, being recognized for the great work that we do here in America.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing. And Don, we're getting close on time, so I did have one final question. I know you had a driving story, but it really was a driving story about your kids. Can you tell us?
Yeah, actually, I'm sure a lot of your listeners are former military, and so a lot of us have USAA insurance, and I got my insurance because my dad was a general in the Air Force, and I started driving at 16. So I've had cars, all of my life. Mm-hmm. I had 9 cars. I'm surprised USAA still is even talking to me. With my children, I had 9 cars get totaled over 9, and actually one accident I had to call them up just like the commercial and say hello. Guess what? I had 2 cars totaled in the same accident, and one kid hit another car, driven by my other child.
And,
both cars were totally ruined and couldn't be driven after that. And the one of them was only a week old.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, well,
awesome stuff.
Yeah, and I think that is testament. Not that I want to pump up USAA, but that is testament to how good they are as.
Oh,
as
they were patient. They said these things happen, and just went on about doing the work and replacing the vehicles, and it was. They've always been great to us as a family.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we had a big one when I was stationed in Virginia. My house got hit by a lightning bolt, and it caused all sorts of mayhem. So. Anything electronic got fried, so it was just a thing. But anyway, Don, we're right at the very end of the show. So again, I want to thank you for being on, and thank you to all of the team at Kirsch. And I wish you guys all the best of luck as you go into your way towards $1 billion company.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here, and really looking forward to continuing our work together. Outstanding. Thanks again, Don. All right, Racing for Heroes fans, we are in the last minute of our show. I know everyone is excited for next week. We'll be having some new exciting folks on, including Veterans United Home Loans Foundation folks who just gave us a grant for our car that's being set up for disabled folks. So with that, I'll leave you with the Race for Heroes theme song by The Real Doug Lane. Thanks, and have a great day.